Hey guys, Jesse here, and welcome back to my Star Wars Rebels reaction series. Today we're moving on to Season 3, Episode 14. So, on the last episode, we finished up the Ghost of Geonosis little two-parter. The episode really just danced around the biggest issue with going back to Geonosis, which is the fact that the Geonosians created the Death Star, and they really milked that little plot point for all it was worth. So yes, the Ghost Crew didn't really learn anything super important, but they did rescue Click-Clack, and Click-Clack is now going to be the best single father that he can be in the depths of a destroyed planet. And Saw Gerrera lives on to commit war crimes on other planets. But I don't really have much to discuss during the preamble bit of this video, so let's go ahead and jump into the episode. Okay, so I have a feeling this is going to be another kind of one-off episode. We're not dealing with any of the Maul shenanigans or Thrawn. Though we guess we could be Thrawn. Okay. So, that design looks very familiar. I know that a lot of the designs in the show are based off of old concept art, and that definitely looks like, I can't remember the name, but his original design for C-3PO. Yeah, it looks like Ralph McQuarrie's early design work on C-3PO, which I guess just kind of looks like the robot from Metropolis.
Cannot get away. Position.
Okay.
Hobby, Wedge, let's go. Move it. We're behind schedule, Phoenix Squadron. I want these fighters launched and at the training coordinates by...
Hey, the two recruits that we have.
Understand why I can't come along.
Zeb, you're my chief of security. I need you to stay behind and mind the base.
Hera, come on.
Zeb episode?
You can always
It's been so long.
pair of hands. Just don't leave me on my own here. I'll be bored to death.
You won't be on your own.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
To keep you company.
Oh god, it's gonna be a droid episode.
Sorry, buddy.
Did they seriously leave you in charge of this entire facility?
Something wrong with it.
I wouldn't piss off
I'd
Zeb.
always assumed you were more of a lift heavy things and punch anything in your way type. You know, a grunt. Precisely. Now, what exactly do you do?
What did he say?
He said, we've never really figured that out.
Hey! He steals my heart. That's something he does.
I'm with you, Chopper. Counting crates, not exactly my idea of fun.
Is that because you never learned to count? I can teach you.
What? No.
Oh!
Stay here.
Damn!
In the command center.
Isn't there like a law of robotics that you're not supposed to kill? Whew. I am curious about this droid though, because it was definitely on an Imperial shuttle, but it was being jettisoned out of an escape pod, so it could have been fleeing. So, is it an Imperial robot, or is it like a spy?
Huh. Some kind of droid. No.
I don't like it. It's too people-shaped.
We should take it back to base. See if we can figure out where it came from.
God, they're just collecting droids, ain't they? I don't think that's helpful. Callus.
We've lost contact with one of our infiltrators. It hasn't reported in.
What was its last known location?
The droid never transmitted its coordinates, so we don't know.
For now, we wait.
Okay.
No. This is all wrong. Rations in the munitions section. Torpedoes with detonators.
That's a really bad,
Nightmare.
idea. Not just for logistics, but just for, you know, safety.
We found this busted up droid in the wasteland. Can you identify it?
It looks like an older model of some type of protocol droid. I should be able to give it enough power for a systems restart.
This is when we find out it's like a killer robot. Murderbot 3000.
Armory and munitions storage area. Proton torpedoes, 47. Blaster recharges, 820. Thermal detonators, 62 crates. Ion mines, 32.
Did he just scan and inventory this entire area?
though, because now they know your entire inventory if this isn't, you know, Imperial robot.
Could prove useful as my assistant.
Or dangerous.
Seems harmless enough. I guess we could take in another.
Astromech C1 series. Obsolete mechanism, no longer in production.
He doesn't like you.
Chopper's older than him? How old is Chop? Is Chop like just that ancient cat that everyone has in their neighborhood that you're like, oh, it's missing all its teeth and half of its hair, but like, it's been here for like 2 decades, so like...
has begun to deploy recon droids. These infiltrators sweep the outer rim worlds for rebel bases.
Oh, look at that thing. It's armed to the teeth.
It is a killer robot!
The Empire will come after it, and soon. Fulcrum out.
Thanks for the heads up, Callus.
We'll have this rebel base in tip-top shape.
Rebel.
AP5, step away from that droid.
Rebel. Base.
What exactly is happening?
Rebel. Base. Identified.
Get away from...
Oh, its eyes going red. It's...
Designation. Imperial. Infiltrator. Droid. EXD-9.
Oh.
It's remembering.
Yeah, no shit, honey.
Assignment. Etalon.
I don't like the way it moves. Hey, don't do that. Only the Ghost Crew gets to push Chopper around.
You okay, Chop?
What the fuck do you think?
What he's saying.
In summary, I told you so.
I managed to damage it, but it's on the run now.
Well, you got a trail. A trail of weird,
It's all back to
goopy
the
bullshit.
Empire. Hera put me in charge because she trusts me. I'm not letting her down. Come on, it's leaking fluid. We can track it.
Oh, it's gonna be like on the ceiling, ain't it?
And several key components have been removed.
That thing's repairing itself.
Oh god, it's like a droid vampire? What the fuck?
Patched itself up. Chopper, think you can track it?
Why?
Chopper said its power supply is not registering on his scanners.
That's such a small detail, but you can see the reflection of Zeb, like, in, I can't remember its name, but the protocol droid's, like,
Chopper,
eye plate. I don't feel like I give the props to the animation team enough.
Ignitions, perhaps not the best place to be firing blasters. We were lucky enough the first time.
you could have told me that before.
Well,
Okay, so I'll just grab it.
well, I know a Chekhov's gun when I see it.
Grab it.
Or in this case, hear it. Something's gonna fucking explode in this episode.
Shut it down.
Oh. What the fuck's with the first person perspective? Why? It's gonna... Back up, back up. Why would you go towards that? Why would you go towards that? Not the gonk! No! What was making that noise? Was that Chopper? There's something really gross about the fact that it still has, like, human-like hands. But they're, like, pincers. Hey, Chop, you want to help? Or are you just gonna watch him get his ass kicked? Yeah, okay. No, that's very Chop of you.
Shut it down!
Hold it steady.
Trying!
Almost got it. Stand by.
Oh, no, no, just take your time.
Got it. What do you know? Your plan actually worked.
Of course it did!
The droid appears to be Counting down?
Down to what?
Most likely it has activated its Imperial anti-capture failsafe. There's probably...
Well, there goes your arms and ammunitions.
If you're right, then this droid could vaporize the entire base.
Wait,
Us
what?
along with it.
The countdown timer has already begun.
That feels like a lot.
What have we got left? Fulcrum said if this droid doesn't report back to the Empire, they'll come here looking for it.
Oh, wait. Are you suggesting we allow it to return to the Empire with a memory bank filled with rebel secrets?
But we can't let it detonate. We can't let it go back. Think, Seb, think.
I mean, let it just explode somewhere else, right?
One way or another, it is going to explode. It's just a matter of when.
Or
And
a matter
where?
of where.
Just send it back to the
Send it
Empire.
back to the Empire.
Uh-huh.
Still ticking. Can you make an adjustment to the Warhead? Set it to restart the countdown when the droid reconnects to the Imperial network. We let it go back to its base. But it blows before it can upload its data. Maybe even take some more of these droids with it. The Empire
But the problem is,
which one it was.
if anyone intercepts it, you're fucked.
I will also initiate its return to base protocol, so it should promptly leave peacefully. Main system restart now.
It's leaving the base. Good job.
I think what's unsettling about this droid is it's the first one that we've seen that, like, moves very human-like.
Now that it can't contact the Empire, it will return home, right?
If it follows its programming.
And if it doesn't, go fuck yourself.
Well, whatever the outcome, you performed admirably, Captain.
A lot's happened today. Not sure if I can deal with you and me starting.
I feel like this ain't the end.
Anything else?
Agreed.
It feels like that's an anticlimax. Oh, so there's a lot of them.
Countdown?
Oh my.
I'm so glad it wasn't Callus's ship.
What just happened? Report!
I believe it was a proton warhead detonation, sir.
Look at you, Callus. Looking all smug for killing a bunch of men.
Okay,
Incoming message priority.
hold that thought.
You had nothing to do with what?
I can only assume you found and reprogrammed the lost infiltrator I warned you of. Well, as you no doubt planned, the droid did self-destruct on its return to base. I don't know
But-
how you pulled it off, but you have my congratulations. Fulcrum out.
What was that?
It's kind of a long story.
Which I can recall every detail of. It all began when Captain Aurelius brought the droid back from...
How does that work? You don't have a mouth to cover. But also, you know, Zeb did well, and
How did this happen, Agent Callus?
I suspect the rebels captured a unit in the field and reprogrammed it to self-destruct upon its return to base. You seem in surprisingly good spirits, considering this.
Oh no.
Loss, you say? The rebels may have protected the location of their base for now, but in doing so, they have narrowed my search. Before today, they could have been hiding in any of 1,000 systems, but now I know they are almost certainly on one of the 94 planets surveyed by my infiltrators. The rebels
Okay,
have won
yeah.
this battle,
That's bad.
but the war will be ours.
systems.
You could search 94 planets pretty quickly with the resources the Empire has. So that was my reaction to Season 3, Episode 14 of Star Wars Rebels, Warhead. This feels like a kind of episode that we haven't gotten in a while. A lot of Season 1 had episodes like this where it's just like a very small, like, here's a character, here's a mission, beginning, middle, end, without major implications towards the plot. Because most of this episode was just Zeb dealing with droids, one of which was trying to kill him, the other two were just assholes. With the exception being at the end that we get the bigger plot-heavy scene that kind of moves the story forward a little bit. I don't know if I have a lot to talk about when it comes to the actual droid part of the episode. I mean, it is fun to see Zeb interacting with Chopper and the other droid whose name I will probably never remember. And Zeb having gained a little respect from him, though I don't think Zeb is ever going to gain the respect of Chopper. And that's okay. I mean, it is nice that we do get a Zeb episode. We haven't gotten that in a while, mostly because we've been dealing with Jedi and Mandalorian stuff, and Zeb is part of neither one of those groups, so he, has kind of slided into a background character. He is supportive big brother to Ezra most often, but we don't really get to see a lot about him or his character arc. The last time we got anything major was with him and Callus on the moons of Geonosis. But every episode that focuses on him always shows that he is not just like the brute force character that a lot of times he would in other shows fill that archetype of, the big dumb muscle. But the show has always very deliberately shown that despite being the big guns of the group, he is also like a complex character who is intelligent and loyal, but also surprisingly kind, and I do enjoy just seeing the little glimpses of Zeb that we get in this. The plan to send the droid back after reprogramming it was all Zeb's, and both Callus and Thrawn were impressed by that plan, and I don't think Thrawn gets impressed very easily. Like, Thrawn doesn't underestimate his enemies, but he doesn't overestimate them as well, and I don't feel like Thrawn is a man who praises are so easily earned, so the fact that Zeb was able to impress Thrawn, not in a physical way, but in an intellectual way, just shows Zeb's capabilities. Also, this episode makes me really want more Zeb-Callus interactions, because they are kind of working together in this episode. They don't really interact, but it is this kind of back and forth of information, like from Callus, through the Fulcrum kind of network, and then to Zeb, and then it's kind of this back and forth, and they are working together, even though it is a couple steps removed, and I don't know. I liked them in that one episode on Geonosia's moon, and I want them to interact and have a conversation about the fact that Zeb convinced Callus to defect from the Empire and now is gone full rebel spy. And that is because of his conversation with Zeb and the fallout of that kind of, life-changing event. Or maybe I just want more of Callus. That's also, a distinct possibility. Though I do keep making jokes about them being space boyfriends, and I'm kind of afraid that that's no longer becoming a joke and I'm kind of actually shipping them. I mean, all the tropes are there of we used to be enemies, but you showed me a better path. And, deflecting from, the evil empire, and just, all I'm saying is, there is a rom-com somewhere in Zeb and Callus's story, and I want it. I'm always a sucker for the enemies to friends to lovers trope. Again, am I joking? I don't think even I know anymore. But the murder droid in this was very clearly based on Ralph McQuarrie's art. I remember a very distinct painting of his, and it was of R2-D2 and C-3PO, and I think they used that C-3PO design for the Murderbot 9000 in this. It feels very much like art from the 1920s movie Metropolis, very Art Deco, and I do like the design. I'm very glad that they never went through with it for C-3PO, because I think it does look a little creepy. Like, C-3PO should feel like a slightly bumbling professor, and I think if they went with that design for C-3PO, it would have come off a little creepier, less cute. I mean, obviously, the designers for this show thought the same thing, because they didn't make it like a different protocol droid. They made it a droid that looked kind of like a protocol droid, but then ended up trying to murder everyone. So, obviously, they too thought it was just mildly murderous looking. But at the end of the episode, Thrawn has kind of narrowed down his search on where the Rebel base is, pretty much confirming my theory that the end of the season is going to be Thrawn's siege of the Rebel base, takeover, invasion. Basically, at the end of the season, Thrawn's definitely coming back and just blowing this place up. Just blowing it to smithereens. Don't know how Bendu would feel about that, considering this is his home planet. And also, there's a lot of, like, wildlife and just things you do not want to fuck with on this planet. Because I'm assuming that, like, Thrawn's going to be, like, taking an army and trying to infiltrate the base from the ground, and not just bombing it from the sky, which he might have if they didn't have a shield generator now. But I imagine trying to, like, stage a battle on this planet would be really difficult if you're the outside force. I feel like it's like if someone tried to invade Australia. Like, yeah, you have to try to deal with, like, the enemy, which is its whole thing in itself. But also you have to deal with, like, sandstorms and wildlife, which are also trying to kill you. But either way, I feel like if the siege is happening, the rebels ain't gonna win. They might not, like, lose, but I don't think they're gonna win, if that makes sense. I mean, even if they won, they would have to leave just because Thrawn would know where they were. I don't know why, I just can't see them winning. Either way, they're going to, at the end, kind of have to, leave. And I'm wondering if they'll go straight from this planet and they'll end up on, like, Yavin 4, because that's why I think they have to leave, or that's why I know they have to leave this planet, because by the time A New Hope rolls around, they're on Yavin 4. So I wonder if they'll go to, like, a new base that we've also never heard before, or they'll end up on the Rebel base that we all know and love. Yavin 4 has always been my, like, favorite of the Rebel bases that we see, though I guess we don't really see a lot of them. Is it weird to say that Yavin 4 feels homey? Probably. But I like Yavin 4. And I would also like to just see more of Yavin 4. I think it's a fun little jungle planet. It makes for a cool base. It's also the home planet of best boy Poe Dameron, and so... But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens when Thrawn actually ends up finding Chopper Base. So, that was my reaction to Season 3, Episode 14 of Star Wars Rebels, Warhead. If you like this reaction, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and keeps me motivated to keep making more of these. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.